Hey guys, we're out here at one of our customers' houses today. Biggest thing that happened here was we had a nice toilet sitting here. As you can tell, we got rid of that problem toilet. What happened? Homeowner came in, tucked their kids in, checked on them in the middle of the night, flushed the toilet, and then of course went around their business, did their thing, went back to bed. So 7 hours later, noticed that the toilet actually kept running and kept flowing. So it wasn't any kind of nasty stuff, but it did come out of the toilet bowl. The toilet just kept running, so of course that toilet is now in the dumpster. But what happened is it of course destroyed a lot of this house, and a lot of the moisture kept on pushing through. We got the initial call, tried to get out here as quick as we could, stopped what we were doing on future jobs that day, reworked our schedule to get out here as soon as we could. So we're going to kind of walk you guys through the house and show you what this one small little toilet caused on this entire house. So walking out of the bathroom, that moisture actually started coming through here. Whenever the client called us, they said their carpets were a little moist, the wood floor might have some water on it. The wood floor is actually a glued down engineered wood floor. So real good wood floor, but it's glued down. So once that water pushed through there, that moisture actually carried out through the rest of this wood floor, your office, your living room. And what happened then is that moisture gets in that glue, causes a nasty mess, and since it came out of the toilet bowl as a category 3 water loss, meaning grossly contaminated water. So that came through here. The bedroom's over here. You can kind of see it through the stud walls that are flood cut. They had carpet. The carpet and the pad soaked it up, of course, because all that is a sponge. Being a category 3 water loss, anything that moisture and water touched needs to get taken out of the house immediately, just because it's now a health hazard that can affect you and your family. That being said, he called insurance already. What we prefer to happen is as soon as you have a water loss like this, know how to turn off your valve. So he already had the water turned off as soon as he walked out about 6, 7 a.m. Came walking out here, felt that there was water on the floor, turned off his toilet valve. So he stopped the problem immediately, did what he needed to do, and then called a contractor who actually referred us over to the job, because we do a lot of water restoration. Your normal contractors, they're good at putting these houses back together again, but if you do not know water mitigation, it's best to call somebody that has some experience in that. So whenever we got out on site, we got a hold of the insurance company, explained everything, what was going on, how it worked, all that good stuff. Because you want to make sure that whatever your loss is more than your deductible. If not, we would just tell you, hey, we'll just kind of fix it, bill you as necessary and needed. But if it's below a threshold on the deductible, there's really no reason to build that insurance claim. So that being said, we came out here, assessed the situation, and that night we started literally ripping all the wood floors out. The adjuster actually told us to leave everything in place and start the drying process. So at that moment in time, that's kind of when we explained to them, us as industry professionals need to do what we've been trained to do, and that was not to leave anything that was contaminated with category 3 water in place. So we let them know we had to do our due diligence to do it the proper way we've been trained and instructed to do. So at that moment in time, we started cutting everything, putting our equipment in here, started the drying process immediately, and pretty much we start doing our precision demolition. As you can see, nice new flood cuts, taking the floor out, things like that. There were some nice built-ins here. We try to salvage as much as we can, but at the same time, we have to see where the water path went using our equipment, our meters, our thermal imaging cameras to see where that water goes. And then of course, once we find a stopping point with the moisture, we typically go a couple feet past that. So there's a lot more things that go into a small little water leak than people can see. If you don't see it all the time, there's a lot of little things, big things that you would not notice. Noticing the floors, the cupping, things like that. So that's why you need a professional out here as soon as possible, because you cannot see it through a FaceTime or a virtual call. You actually have to be present with water moisture equipment to start seeing what you're looking at. Experience any kind of water loss, or you have questions, or if you have a water heater, toilet, any of that stuff that is of old age, make sure you reach out to us. A lot of plumbers recommend making sure your water heater is replaced within a certain amount of years, things like that. We can kind of walk you through that process to help assist you in not having to deal with this. But if you experience something like this, feel free to give us a shout or click on our Facebook page, take a look at it. So this is Garrett. Y'all have a great one.